In this video, I'll be showing you how to start an Amazon FBA business step by step from scratch, even if you are a complete beginner. I've been selling on Amazon for over 3 years, and in that time, I've done over £4 million in sales. And in the last 12 months, I've done over £2 million. So this means that Amazon FBA still works. It's still very much a big opportunity to start making money online from your laptop. Before we get started in creating an Amazon FBA selling account, there's 2 different types of selling on Amazon that we first need to understand before we can proceed. These are FBA and FBM. So FBM is where you're storing all the product yourself, you're shipping each order to the customer yourself, and it's a lot of manual work that it requires from you. FBA, however, you're just sending the product into Amazon. Amazon handles the fulfillment, the customer service, the customer returns, and everything. And this way is semi-automated, so you can basically do it yourself from your laptop and start making money from basically anywhere in the world. I prefer FBA because it's way more scalable and it gives you that time freedom. So for this guide, I'll be focusing more on Amazon FBA. Now, before I continue, if you want to make a business that makes over £10,000 per month in profit from your laptop, I've helped countless others, Yusuf Ahmed, Casey, Ayaz, Ridwan, and countless other examples make over £10,000 per month in profit with Amazon FBA from their laptop. So if that's something you're interested in, check the top link in the bio. Now let's continue on with the guide. So now that we understand the differences between FBA and FBM, there are 3 different types of business models for selling on Amazon. The first one is retail and online arbitrage. Online arbitrage is basically where we go to online websites and we go through the sales section and find fast selling, discounted products that we can then resell for a profit on Amazon. Retail arbitrage is a similar concept, but instead of going through the website, you actually visit these retail stores, and if there's anything that we can sell for a profit, we simply buy it and resell it on Amazon. So online arbitrage is quite beginner friendly because you don't need thousands of pounds to get started with. You can start off with a few £100s, buy a few items, and as you start making sales, start to buy more. It's not that difficult because we're already buying fast selling products on Amazon. We don't need to worry about advertising or any of the complicated tasks. And you can also make a decent amount of profit from this. I made up to £15,000 per month in profit simply using online arbitrage. So the next business model is wholesale, which is very similar to online arbitrage, but instead of buying from in-store retailers or online websites, we're buying from the wholesalers directly in bulk. So with this business model, it does require a bit more upfront capital, £5,000 to £10,000, because with wholesalers, we have to buy these products in bulk. We can't just buy a few at a time. It's also medium to low in difficulty because we're already buying fast selling products that are already selling well on Amazon. We don't need to worry about spending money on ads or any other complicated topics. And the last thing with wholesale is it does yield a lot of profit. I've scaled my wholesale business to over £30,000 per month in profit in less than 3 years. Now, the last business model that we have is private label. This, I'd say, is the hardest of all 3. It requires a lot of money to get started with. We're placing big orders with Chinese wholesalers typically. We brand the product ourselves. We've got to spend money on marketing, advertisement, and it requires a strong amount of understanding for Amazon. If you've not really sold on Amazon before, this is a lot more difficult because we have to create the listings ourselves. We're not selling pre-existing fast selling products. We have to create the listings ourselves from scratch. So I'd say it's more for advanced sellers on Amazon. And lastly, with private label, if done correctly, you can also make a lot of money doing so. So in this guide, I will be focusing more on the online arbitrage and wholesale because they are a bit more beginner friendly. However, if you are interested in private label, let me know in the comments. I do private label myself, and I can make a whole guide dedicated for that. So now that we understand the 3 different business models for selling on Amazon, I'm going to explain how we can create an Amazon selling account. The first thing that we want to do when creating an Amazon selling account is head over to Google and simply search sell on Amazon. You can see the first link over here which says become an Amazon seller. So I'll be clicking this. If you're in the UK, it'll say sellonamazon.co.uk. If you're in America, it will be .com. If you're in Canada, .ca. Now, we want to head over to the start section and select choosing a plan. So before I continue, I'm going to explain the differences between an individual selling account and a professional selling account. So with an individual account, we're paying 75 pence, excluding VAT if you're in the UK, for each item that is sold on Amazon. So this is if you're selling fewer than 35 items each month. It's not really for if you're trying to build an actual business on Amazon. However, if you're treating Amazon as a platform just to sell a few things on the side, maybe some used items, and you want to treat it like an eBay part-time, not like an actual business, then you'll choose individual. However, I recommend choosing professional because most of you will be wanting to treat Amazon as an actual business where you can make long-term money. So with a professional account, yes, we're paying £25 plus VAT each month if you're in the UK. And this gives you full access to all the professional tools on Amazon so that you can maximize the amount of sales that you can make. So I strongly recommend selecting professional account. And next you're going to click sign up in the top right corner. Now over here, there's two options. You can either continue with an existing Amazon account that you have. So if you have an Amazon buying account that you use to buy your normal everyday things on Amazon app, then you can continue with your existing account. However, I recommend creating a brand new Amazon account for your business because we want to separate both of these things. Yeah, so I'm not going to explain how to create a brand new seller account in this video. I don't want to create new details and a whole new business. I've already done that. And if this is something that you would like more information on, then there's a link somewhere over here that you can click. And I'm sure it's going to take you to my guide, creating an Amazon selling account from scratch. Okay, so now that you've created your Amazon selling account, you're going to see this page over here. Now, most of this page is going to be blurred on my screen because I don't want you guys to be stealing my products. But this is what you're going to be seeing. Navigate around this. This is going to be your main point of contact, your main hub per se, when you start selling on Amazon. Now that we've set up on Amazon, we need to find profitable products that we can then resell on Amazon for a profit and start making sales and money. So before getting started in actually finding products, I recommend getting 3 pieces of software that have helped me throughout my entire Amazon journey from a complete beginner to now. And these softwares, they're not that expensive. I wouldn't just be pushing random bad products if I wasn't using them myself. So I use these softwares to this day to run my 7-figure Amazon FBA business. The first one is called Seller Amp. This gives you a quick product analysis on a product. It tells you how fast something sells. It tells you how many sales per month. It tells you how much profit you'll be making per unit. And it gives you a quick analysis within a couple of seconds so that you don't have to spend ages finding this data to then make an estimated decision on whether you want to buy something. It makes things a lot quicker if you are going to become an Amazon seller. So Seller Amp, it's not too expensive. It's around 15 to 20 pounds per month. So for an example, we have this product over here. It's just a random example that I've pulled up. This Head and Shoulders shampoo. It tells us straight away how many times this product has sold each month. So this one is 700 sales per month. If my cost price was £4, I would be making £2 profit on each unit. £4 profit with 700 sales per month. There's 2 other sellers on the listing. So that's around 200 sales that I would be making each month on this. So around £400 profit on this one product. Hypothetically, this is just an example product that I've pulled up. There's loads of other data on Seller Amp. If you would like a full video on how I use and break down these softwares, then let me know in the comments again. Next, I recommend using Keeper. So Keeper is a more advanced software. Honestly, I can be speaking about it for ages, maybe a whole hour, explaining the different features within Keeper, how you can use it to further analyze products. But on top of that, we can use it to start sourcing for products. Now, Keeper is more of an advanced strategy that I use to source for products with online arbitrage. Again, if you would like a completely whole video dedicated for Keeper, then subscribe and let me know in the comments so that when I do release that, you will be first notified. And the last software that I recommend you getting now, even as a beginner, it's called RevBoard. RevBoard is very good because when you start making sales through Amazon, it lets you know how much profit you're making on each sale. So you're not completely blind on your business. It's not too expensive as well. It costs £29 per month right now. I don't know if the price is going up, but it's a very good piece of software and it gives you an understanding of your business so that you're not blind. Okay, so the links to all of these softwares will be in the description. Check them out. They are genuinely some very good pieces of software. Next, we have this free top 100 online arbitrage suppliers that I myself personally created, and it's what I used when first starting out with online arbitrage. So these are some of the best selling websites. You will be familiar with some of these on online arbitrage so that you can start finding deals to start sending in to Amazon to start making sales. So take a look at all of these. This document again will be in the description. Download it, make the most of it, make some good money with this resource. But to start with, I will be using Home Bargains, which is on this list, to start going through and finding deals. It's personally one of my favorite ones. I have made thousands of pounds purely through reselling products from Home Bargains. So what I'll be doing and what I'm mostly looking for is the clearance or sales section of a specific website. So with Home Bargains, from my experience, you've got to scroll down, and this is where you're going to find some of the best sales going on currently on their website. So this is the benefit of Seller Amp. You literally right click the product, you have the extension downloaded onto your web browser, and it brings it up instantly. So we can see how well a product sells straight away. And then you can search for the product and see which one it is. So I can see there's a few listings for this product. Straight away, this one over here looks like the 250 milliliter variant. The one that I'm looking at is the 70 milliliter variant. So I believe it's this one over here, 70 milliliters, just double checking that it is the same product. My cost price is £1.49. It sells for £9.50 on Amazon. So this one product is over 230% ROI. So for each £1.50 that I spend on this product, I'll be making over £3.40 in profit. So now I'm going to be doing a few extra checks on this product and what I typically look for to see, number one, how many products that I should be buying of this, and is it even worth buying at all? So the first thing that I like to look at is the average price, which is on Seller Amp over here. And we can see over the last 90 days, yes, the average price has been slightly lower, but it's still very much profitable. We can also have a look at the graph over here, and we can see at times it's dropped to £7.50, but even at its lowest price, it's still a very, very good deal. Now, of course, I am VAT registered. You guys won't be VAT registered, and there's more money in it for you. It sells 200 times per month. So if I was to get all of these sales, I'll be looking to be making £400 to £500 profit in a single month off of one product. And you can literally see how quickly it's taken me to find this deal. Of course, I won't be the only person selling this product. Amazon is on this listing. As a beginner seller, you don't typically want to be competing with Amazon on listings because Amazon can control the price. They can control how much of the buy box and featured offer that they get. So the buy box and featured offer is, if we head over to Amazon on this product, we can see over here, it says buy now. So this is the featured offer box. This gets shared between all of the sellers on a listing. So as a new seller, I would be avoiding this product because Amazon is on this listing. However, I'm a more advanced seller and I could sell something like this. So what I'm simply doing is searching through all of these products in the sales section. I'm looking for products that have an over 50% discount, because then I know there's room for profit to be made on Amazon. So if there's over 50% discount, I'll search it on Seller Amp. I'll see how well it sells on Amazon. So this product is not even listed on Amazon, so I'll be skipping past this. And then I'm going to be going through this listing over here to see if I can find any deals on this sales section. So I'll get back to you when I find one. Okay, so it looks like I found another one over here. This one's cost price is £2.50. It sells over 400 times per month. So that's £6 profit per unit and over 240% ROI, which is a very good deal. Typically, as a minimum ROI, you want to be looking for around 25 to 30%. So 240% is excellent. And next, I'm going to be looking at the average price. The average price also on this product is super stable. And I'm looking at the average price graph over here. It's this pinkish line on Seller Amp. As we can see, at times it has dropped to £11.99, but it was very briefly. But even at that price point, it is still super profitable. With this product, there's no Amazon on the listing. However, the brand themselves are the only person selling. Some people may see this as a risk, but for me, it's okay, and I would be looking to sell this product. I'm going to keep looking to see if I can find anything else, but you sort of get the idea that I'm going through over here. So I'm simply searching through the sales section of these 100 sites that I've pulled up over here. I'm going to go through these products, the ones that have the highest discount, Seller Amp, and then I'm looking to see which ones are profitable. The profitable items I'll then buy and send to Amazon and hopefully make some nice, juicy amounts of profit. Okay, so I found another deal on this website. It's this Oral-B Pro 1 white toothbrush. This one costs £25 and it retails for £47.90. There's £8.50 profit per unit, around 35% ROI, so it still does meet my criteria. There's over 40 sales on it per month, which for a higher priced item like this, the average price on it is relatively stable. So at times it has dropped to around £47, but that still is profitable. Of course, I am VAT registered. You guys will be not registered, so you'll be getting around 38% ROI. The graph, the pink line, is very stable. The sales on this product are quite high as well. So this would be a winning product. There are a few other sellers on the listing. So these 40 sales will be shared between around 4 other people. we'll be looking to be getting around 6 to 7 sales on this unit per month. So on this one product, you could be making between 70 and 100 pounds in pure profit each month. So this would be something that I would buy. So that basically summarizes online arbitrage and how you can start finding deals to start making serious money with online arbitrage. Now, if you want a full guide for online arbitrage, there's a ton of other methods that I myself use to get to 15k per month with online arbitrage. Then let me know, subscribe to this channel, and I'll create a full online arbitrage guide. So now we'll be going through how we can find deals with wholesale, open accounts with wholesale, and we can buy products in bulk and then send them through to Amazon FBA. So the first step that I recommend is picking a niche. I'll be starting off with beauty products. So I'm searching on Google, beauty wholesalers near me. And I'm going to simply go through these lists of wholesalers and call them up, try to get an account with them and see what products that we can hopefully get. So one of the ones near me, it's called Sally Beauty. I'll go through their website and you can either call them up or you can even visit in person, ask to open a trade account. You can see which documents that you'll be needed to open that trade account so that you can start trading with them, open the accounts with them, and then start going through their deals, seeing what products they have available, buy them at bulk if they are profitable, checking with Seller Amp, and then proceeding with the order. Now, the reason why I recommend starting off with wholesalers near you is because you can start off with the smaller wholesalers. You can see which documents that are required to open the account. You can collect these documents so that when you start contacting the larger wholesalers on a national or international basis, some of the wholesalers I work with are based around Europe, some even in America, then it's a lot easier and a lot more smooth, and the chances of getting the account opened with them will be hopefully a lot quicker. Simply, I'll be going through wholesalers like this who sell also fast selling products from fast selling brands, seeing some of their prices that they have available after opening the account and place them if they are good prices. So I'll be going through all of these. I'm based in Lancashire, so some of these wholesalers will hopefully provide good pricing. Yeah, so with wholesale, it's more of a numbers game. Some of these wholesalers may not have that many profitable prices. It's about building the relationship up with the wholesaler, negotiating their prices down, and then placing larger wholesale orders so that over time you make a lot more money. I think with wholesale, again, we could have a whole guide, but this basically summarizes the concept and how you can start making money through Amazon FBA wholesale. So now that we've found some winning products using online arbitrage and wholesale, I'll be going through how we can analyze these products so that we know how many of these should we buy, if we should even be buying them at all, and then sending them into Amazon. So for the example of this, I'll be using this Oral-B toothbrush that I found earlier. So again, you guys aren't VAT registered if you're new. So your number should look something like this. The cost price was £25. It's currently selling for £47.90 on Amazon. So that gives us a 41% ROI, which is very healthy, and £10 profit per unit. So the minimum ROI that I look for when sourcing a product is between 25 and 30% ROI. So if it's below this, particularly with online arbitrage, you shouldn't be going for that deal. You can make loads of money with online arbitrage. There's loads of deals out there. Don't go for deals below 25% ROI. The next thing I like to look at is how many times does it sell per month. So this product sells 40 plus times per month, which is a decent amount of times. I don't want to be buying products which aren't selling on Amazon, because then you're just going to be buying dead stock that's just not going to shift. I can see using this orange graph over here on Seller Amp that over the last 3 months, the product has sold relatively well. With times, it's gone over 50 plus times per month in sold units. So this product is very, very good off the offset of a product that I would be looking to buy. And then the next thing that I look at is the average price of this product. So you can see this pink line over here. Over the last 3 months, the product has previously dipped to around £45, but at £45, the ROI is still above 30. It still meets my criteria and it's still very much profitable. Again, sometimes it's dropped to £42, which still is slightly on the lower end of the ROI. It doesn't quite meet my criteria, but right now it does meet my criteria. And what I'm looking for is Worst case scenario, will I be making a loss on this product? No, I won't. I'll still be making good money. So right now it's at £47.90, which is a healthy amount of money. And worst case scenario, I'll be making a good amount of money too. So this product is very stable. The next thing I'm looking at is the offer count. And this is the sort of last thing, the last checks that I do on a product. We don't want a product where Amazon's on the listing, especially if we're new to selling. And then we don't want a product where the brand is the only person selling the product, because this means that we're competing with the actual brand. They can kick us off the listing at any point. So this product, Oral-B themselves, are not on the listing. So this one will be okay. I can see that there's 4 people who are priced at the buy box price. So the buy box price is £47.90. There's 4 other people at that price. And then the 5th person is slightly above that. What I mean by buy box is when I head over to Amazon for this specific listing, we can see there's this box over here, which is buy now from Prime Vital. There's other options to buy from other sellers. We can see there's loads of other people selling this. Now Amazon rotates the buy box between everybody who's priced at the buy box price. Everybody sort of gets a fair share of this buy box. So there's 40 sales on it per month. This buy box is shared between 4 sellers. So each seller is getting around 10 sales of this item each month. So if I was to jump on the listing, I would be the 5th seller. So I can understand this product would be getting around 8 to 9 sales per month. So I'd be looking to make around 90 to £100 in profit each month just off of this one product. So this is how the buy box works. If I'd be looking to make 8 to 9 sales per month on this one product, as a beginner seller, I'd be looking to buy 1 month's worth of stock. So around 10 units of this one product. Now, what I recommend doing when making purchases is to collect the invoice from the supplier, so that when ungating, when Amazon asks for proof that you have the product, you can just submit the invoice and Amazon knows that the product that you have is legitimate. So if you are struggling with ungating, I have a full guide in document format, which is also linked to this video. Now that we have the product, we'll be heading over to Amazon Seller Central to list the product. So I hope you've ordered the product by now. It's arrived to your house. We'll click on the menu, catalog, add products, simply paste the ASIN over here. So the ASIN is this code over here, copy that and paste it into Amazon. Now I am not gated on this product. So if you are gated, again, you will need to submit this invoice. The instructions and a full ungating guide are linked in this video. So just look through the document, read through it, and this teaches you how to get ungated. Next, I click sell this product. Now this is the page that you're going to be left with. You can enter the SKU. This is an optional field over here. For this product, we don't need to be doing so. And as I mentioned at the start of this video, there's 2 ways you can ship the product. There's FBA and there's FBM. So I will be focusing on FBA. Now next we'll be pricing the product. So as we saw earlier, everybody was priced around £47.90. So I myself will be looking to sell this product at £47.90. So Amazon's now validating this data that I've sent through. Are batteries required? No, they're not. And I'll say not applicable for the dangerous goods. Not all of the products that you list will have these questions. Now I pressed list this product as FBA. Now over here, you'll be on this page. This is very important step. So there'll be the option to have Amazon barcodes, and there's also the option to have manufacturer barcodes. So the difference between these two, with Amazon barcodes, you yourself will be putting the barcode on the product, and those are unique to you. So if your product gets lost in Amazon's warehouse, Amazon knows that this Oral-B toothbrush is yours. However, if you're using manufacturer barcodes, which the product will have on the item, then if that product gets lost or mixed with somebody else's stock, then Amazon doesn't know whose is whose. So I strongly recommend always using Amazon barcodes. So next you'll be pressing list and send off to Amazon as FBA, to which you'll see this screen over here. So quite simply, you're going to be press on label. For this product, no prep will be needed. However, for some products, for example, if they're bundles or if it's a liquid, Amazon may ask you to put them in a poly bag. Simply you order a poly bag, you put the item in, you seal the bag closed. It may ask for bubble wrap, but for most products, no extra prep will be needed. Next, I'll be saying how many units. So for this one, there was 10 units. And then you press ready to pack. So once you've pressed ready to pack, if you have multiple items, you can do it all in one workflow. But to start with, I recommend just doing one type of product at a time. And I can see there's an option to print all the SKU labels. So you press this If you have a thermal printer, you can use that, but most of us will be using 27 up label sheets. So all you're doing is buying 27 up label sheets from online. So I recommend buying these sheets over here, putting them into your normal inkjet or whichever printer you have, and then just print the labels on these. So what I mean by this is we have 10, press print. We just simply print out this sheet over here. The label paper that we've bought allows us to peel it off and we can just stick it on the product that we have over here. So I'll just be covering the Oral-B barcode that's on this box with this barcode that we've printed out over here. Now, once I've done that, you go over to pack individual units. So next you're going to be on this page over here where Amazon gives you the option to select how many boxes will this item fit into. For example, for demonstrative purposes, I'm going to say everything will fit into one box. But if multiple boxes are used, you just do the same thing and you just replicate. It's quite straightforward following Amazon's workflow. So I'm going to put in some random details for this because I don't actually have the product yet. But you'll fill out this workflow over here. Amazon just validates this thing. And then it's going to give you the option to select a ship date. So I've chosen Monday. And there's two types of ways you can ship a product into Amazon. The first one is small parcel delivery. And then the second one is less than a truckload. Now, for 99.999% of cases, you will be using small parcel delivery because you're sending in an individual box. So with this product, Amazon gives me the option to use UPS partner delivery. So I can just buy the shipping through Amazon and through UPS for £2.38 to send off 10 units of this one product. This is very cheap, but Amazon doesn't give this option all the time. If it's a dangerous good product, so for example, something flammable, then Amazon will make you buy the shipping externally. It's the same process, but when you get over here, you just buy the label through Royal Mail and then you have to use your own shipping label rather than Amazon's. Now, I'm not actually going to buy this label because this is a pure demonstrative example. However, you guys will be. Then simply you buy the label, you stick it on the box and you send it over to Amazon. Very, very straightforward. The last step, if we are using UPS delivery or if we're using DPD or Royal Mail, we'll schedule a collection or we can drop it off at one of their collection points and then that parcel will be sent over to Amazon. We can start making sales and start making money through Amazon FBA. Okay, so this summarizes the guide to start making sales via Amazon FBA, online arbitrage or wholesale. To start getting sales and start scaling to 10K per month, you follow this process again and again and again. And if you have 10 to 20 products, that should be enough to start making over £5,000 to £10,000 per month in profit with Amazon FBA. Now, if you found this guide useful, again, there's a top link in the description where you can book a call with somebody in my team where we can walk you through it and give you my mentorship.